So Clare 218, Mayo 222 at Cusack Park. Mayo have sealed promotion back to Division 1 after this victory over Clare, of course, at Cusack Park. In the end, it's a win for Mayo, of course, by 4 points. I think Clare deserve a lot of credit for the fight back in that second half. They were 4 points down, or they were 11 points down actually at half time, and it looked dead and buried. You thought that Mayo were going to cruise to victory, really. And although they were very much in control, like, let's be honest, Mayo never really looked like losing the game. Even when Clare got those 2 goals, you always still felt that Mayo had control. And even when Clare started to close the gap, Mayo would just kind of take it up a level, with the likes of Paddy Dereck and getting, a couple of late points and whatnot as well. So, like, to be fair to Clare, they certainly showed a lot of fight back, but Mayo were definitely very much always in control. They were very much always going to win this game. And I have to say, like, Mayo in that first half were an absolute joy to watch. They really, really were. And that's coming from a Dublin fan. Like, they play some amount of football. They might just be the most entertaining team in the country, just in terms of, like, when you look through their scores, for example, 5 of their 6 defenders scored today. Like, their defenders all get forward. Their defenders nearly play as forwards. I mean, Oisin Mullen at one point was almost playing as full forward. He was staying up there at different points. And obviously he got a goal, a really well taken goal as well. So, like, Mayo, the way they play at times, and like in particular in that first half, like just running through some of the big moments in the game, I thought Mayo in the first half were absolutely tremendous. They really, really were. I mean, they started like a house on fire with Aidan O'Shea winning the throw-in, charging at Clare, kicking a couple of early points with the likes of Cillian O'Connor and Tommy Conroy. They were really leading the charge. And to be fair to Clare, they showed a bit of fight back. Like, Owen Cleary kicked a point, and I think David Tubridy got another one after that, and they ended up kicking 3 without reply. But obviously Mayo, once they got clicked into gear, like once they found that bit of momentum, they very much just killed the game in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Obviously the Cillian O'Connor penalty, my TG Cahar stream actually froze at the time of that penalty, so I didn't get to see it. I don't know what the penalty was for, unfortunately. I'll have to go back and have a look. But Cillian O'Connor dispatched it, obviously, comfortably. I mean, no real surprises there. Cillian O'Connor, one of the best, penalty and free kick takers there is in the game. And obviously we'll get on to his injury, because that could have ramifications for Mayo going into the championship. I mean, as a Dublin fan, well, as a GAA fan in general, I hope not. Like, I want to see the best players on the pitch. I want to see the best players play. And for Cillian O'Connor, hopefully he can make a recovery, and that's not a significant injury, because we've seen in the second half with Rob Henley and Paul Towie once or twice, I don't think they have the same level of a free kick taker or a place ball taker as Cillian O'Connor. I don't think they do. So that could be something to worry about for Mayo. But yeah, the first half performance was just exceptional. The Oisin Mullen goal as well was a really brilliant goal. Like, Tommy Conroy, brilliant link-up play into Oisin Mullen, who dispatched it into the back of the net. It was a really well-taken goal. And Mayo were pressing up on Clare the same way they did to Meath, the same thing they done to Westmeath as well, in particular in the second half in that game. They were forcing turnovers. Aidan O'Shea was winning a lot of ball in and around the midfield, especially from Clare's kickouts. And the likes of O'Donoghue, Conroy, even Brian Walsh as well, all just very much a part of that link-up play, a part of the way they play, getting points as well, whether it be from the left-hand side or the right-hand side. It was brilliant. And just running through some of the scores on the day for Mayo. So in total, they had, what did they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different scores today. I mean, that is something else from Mayo. Like, that 14 different scores is just, it really shows the way they play, because they all get forward. And look, it leaves gaps in behind. It leaves spaces there for teams. And you would be a bit worried against maybe a Kerry or a Dublin. Would they exploit that? But at the same time, Mayo are really getting the best out of their attack and play at the moment. Like, Ryan O'Donoghue with 2 points, Cillian O'Connor with 1-4 before he went off injured, Tommy Conroy with 3, Kevin McLaughlin, Brian Walsh, Rory Brickenden, Paddy Durkin getting on the score sheet, Lee Keegan as well was kicking points. And Paul Towie, to be fair, although he did miss 1 or 2 frees when he came off, I thought he looks like a brilliant player as well, kicking 3 points. There was one stage as well, there was 1 point I remember, I don't know if it was his first or his second point, but he went around 2 or 3 players, just weaved around them and slotted it over the bar. It was a brilliant, well-taken point. And to be fair to Clare, like, you have to give them credit in the second half for the way they fought back. Like, they were really getting riled up as well. You could see it in their facial expressions. Like Darren O'Neill, when he got that goal, or the second goal, well, the goal that wasn't given, it looked like it may or not have been a goal. We need to see another replay on it. But eventually there was a goal, and it was Gavin Cooney who put it in the back of the net. But the camera went on Darren O'Neill, and he looked absolutely exhausted. You could see that they left absolutely everything out on the pitch. They really, really did. Viable Solutions here says Mayo will be destroyed in Division 1. They were terrible. I'd have to disagree with you, to be perfectly honest. I thought Mayo were brilliant, in particular in the first half. In the second half, they were a little bit poor at different stages. They do have a couple of defensive issues there. Robert Henley got caught under a high ball, which looked more like a lack of concentration. And to be fair to Clare, like I think you're saying there as well, like they're playing Clare and only win by 4 points. But I think you've got to give credit to Clare. Like I think Clare are a good team. I think Owen Cleary is a top class forward. I think David Tuberty is another top class forward. I think when you look at their defense as well, Daniel Walsh is brilliant at getting forward. Keane O'Dea just leaves everything out on the pitch. Like there was one stage where he was shouldering players, he was getting in the faces of some of the Mayo players. So personally, I think you're doing a bit of a disservice to some of the Clare lads there, in my opinion, because I thought Clare were very impressive in the second half, and they deserve a lot of credit. They really do. And like I said before, Mayo were always comfortable in this second half. They were always going to win the game. They never really ever looked like losing the game personally. They needed to step it up, and they needed to step it up at different stages. I think Clare, I don't think Clare are at a Division 1 level. Yeah, I don't think Clare are at the Division 1 level either. I would agree with you there. Don't think they're a Division 1 team. And, like in terms of the ranking, you'd obviously put Dublin and Kerry in the top 2. And I think Mayo are in at number 3. Like it's probably between them and Donegal. Certainly looking a long way off winning an All-Ireland, let's be honest. I don't think Mayo will win an All-Ireland this year. But I think they've done what they have to. They've done what they had to. And in the second half, they were a little bit lackadaisy at different points. And if Killian O'Connor is out for the rest of the season, or depending on what that injury is, I don't know the status of it yet, you would be worried as a Mayo fan. Let's be perfectly honest, because there was a couple of wides there by Henley. There was one drop short by Paul Towie. So there were a few issues there for Mayo, in my opinion. And a couple of times there as well, like obviously that goal, like I said before, Robert Henley getting caught under a high ball. Because they have a very inexperienced back line. Like Enda Hessian arguably could have been sent off at one point, especially when he had that foul late on in the second half. Could have easily been a second yellow card, and I think that's one of the reasons why he was taken off. Oisin Mullen, like playing obviously at fullback. Is he a fullback? I'm not too sure he is. And Lee Keegan's obviously fantastic. There's no two ways about it, but he gets forward quite a lot as well. So there is an inexperienced back line there, and it may just take a bit of time for James Horan to find the settled, full back line there. And obviously the half back line, he's playing Rory Brickenden in there. He's got Stephen Cohen. So he's trying different things out. He really is, James Horan, and I think he's going to have to if he wants to get the full backs up to full speed. To be honest, outside Dublin and Kerry, I can't see any other county winning Sam in the next 5 years. I mean, 5 years is a long time. A lot can happen in 5 years. Tyrone, although they got absolutely trashed by Kerry, they're still a team that has a lot of potential in terms of some of the young lads coming through, like Dara Canavan. They can get Lee Brennan back into the team, Cathal McShane, if they can get him fit. So although Tyrone got absolutely hammered yesterday, I still think within the next 5 years they could be thereabouts. They could easily get up to that level. Donegal maybe as well. You don't know yet if they can get players back. 5 years is a long time. It is. I wouldn't discount Mayo winning it, but you would have to say that Dublin and Kerry are best placed between winning the All Irelands in the next 5 years. You'd have to say so. Because obviously Dublin have won the last 6 in a row, could easily win the next 5 in a row. It's not impossible. But yeah, anyway, that's going to be the end of the video. Mayo in the end sealed promotion back to Division 1. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of the game. I think man of the match is a tough one, really. You probably go with Oisin Mullen maybe for some of his support play going forward, although he was caught out defensively at different times. Thought Owen Cleary was brilliant for Clare, hitting 8 points at different stage in the game. And Aidan O'Shea I thought was brilliant, so I'll probably give it to Aidan O'Shea. But yeah, cheers anyone who tuned in. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you